We are on episode 7 of Flowers Giving to the one and only, one of my personal favorites. He's in my Mount Rushmore. That is Kurt freaking Angle. This, to me, is easily the best in-ring wrestler I've ever seen in my life. Just an all-around wrestler, he's easily one of the greatest of all time. He can talk, he's funny, he can be serious, he's charismatic. I mean, there's nothing Kurt Angle can't do. You know what I'm saying? And Kurt Angle, man, this dude, even before I caught on to Kurt Angle, right? I didn't catch on to Kurt Angle until about 2005, 6, when I started catching on to Kurt Angle. I didn't, I had to go back and kind of watch the greatness of him because they wasted no time to push this guy. They wasted no time to start pushing him right away. He came in not even 3 months in, 4 months in, he was European champ and Intercontinental champ at the same time. Then, not even months after that, he won the King of the Ring in 2000. Then, not even long after that, he was a WWE champ. So, they wasted no time, and they did the right thing, because Kurt Angle is one of those guys. He's one of those guys, a prime Kurt Angle, why would you not push him to the moon? You know what I mean? And he's accomplished so much in the WWE. Crazy amount of things he has accomplished in the WWE in his short run. It was kind of a short run. He was there, 99 until 2006? So he was there about a good 7 years, 7.5 years, something like that. And he done pretty much everything you could do. He was a Grand Slam champ because he won the WWE title on numerous occasions. I think 6 times in his career. He was tag team champ, I believe. I could be wrong about that. No tag team championships, which is kind of surprising, but who cares? This guy has won, though. One of the only guys when the invasion stuff was going on. He was a former WCW champion, though. And he's a former one-time world champ, making him, a triple crown at that time. You know what I mean? In WWE, this stuff he was doing, WWE was still called WWF. But how can we forget one of the biggest things that makes him so original? He won Olympic gold medalist with a broken freaking neck in 96. So this guy's the real deal. And just think, going back to 96, 97, one of those, when he was in ECW, and that ECW incident happened with Raven being put on a cross. Sandman being put on a cross by Raven, I'm sorry. Just imagine if he didn't see that and was offended by it, whatever the case may be. ECW would have had Kurt Angle. So the irony that he went to ECW, the WWE version of ECW years later, though, 2006. So the irony of that is kind of crazy. But then there's an irony in that, too, because he was offended by the Sandman crucifixion. But I think this probably happened before Kurt Angle came up, but it still is kind of funny. Stone Cold was put on a cross by the Undertaker, I think in 99 or 2000, something like that. So, but hey, the money is right in WWE, so that's a whole nother story. Don't matter though. Kurt Angle, man, he's getting his Olympic flowers. Let's not forget though his epic career in TNA. I mean, he made me start watching TNA. Honestly, when I heard Kurt Angle was going to TNA, and I was still getting familiar with TNA, so that made me take TNA a little more serious. Like, oh wait a minute, they got Kurt Angle over here. You know what I mean? Because the ECW bald head Kurt Angle, that was like one of the most vicious versions of Kurt Angle I've ever seen, and he took that to TNA. Because Kurt Angle in TNA was a fucking beast. They called him Perk Angle. You know what I mean? So this motherfucker was on one, and probably on a couple of them, because he was doing shit. He was already done a lot of shit in WWE, but dude, he was like really on fire, doing some wild shit in TNA. He easily had some of his best matches ever in TNA. And this goes back to Dave Meltzer. This man never got a 5-star rating. Now, if I would have heard that Dave Meltzer gave him a couple of 5-star ratings, which he deserved. If you want to take his 5-star rating serious, then I would have took Dave Meltzer serious. But when I found that out, I was like, yeah, his credibility is not in void. I don't even want to hear it. Your 5-star ratings don't mean shit. Anybody can do that. So you only took it serious because he was in the business. He was around the business, right? So you want to give him credibility. But Kurt Angle didn't deserve 5 stars? Well, it's cool. He got quite a few 5 stars in my book. You ever seen the AJ matches? You ever seen the Samoa Joe matches? You ever seen the Frankie Kazarian match he had on a regular TNA night? What are you talking about, bro? This motherfucker has had great matches for everybody. Can we talk about some of the wild feuds he had in his career? But I'm talking about TNA. The feud he had with Jeff Jarrett is one of the wildest feuds I've ever seen Kurt Angle a part of. Because that was really his wife. Jeff Jarrett really cheated with his wife. They really had his kids on camera. That's one of the most slept-on feuds in wrestling history. That was that personal. It hit that close to home, bro. And for Kurt Angle to be a professional, that says a lot about him, bro. They was really going through a divorce and everything. That's one of the wildest slept-on stories in wrestling history. Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett. One of the wildest shit ever. But, yeah, he went to TNA. 6-time TNA World Champion. He was a Triple Crown winner and TNA as well. He's one of the only people to be a Triple Crown winner in WWE and TNA. You know, his own class. He was an IWGP champion while he was in TNA as well. I do remember that. I do remember their crossover way before the Forbidden Door was a thing. They had a Forbidden Door with New Japan. I forgot who he went against, but it was a good ass match. You know, King of the Mountain winner. Man, this dude has pretty much done everything you can do, and he got a hell of a career when it's all said and done. This motherfucker made event WrestleManias, Bound for Glories. I mean, he's done everything you could do under the sun, man. Like I said, he was funny as fuck. He got some funny times when he was beefing with John Cena, when he was beefing with Shawn Michaels. He had some funny fucking times, bro. The Stone Cold shit when he came out there spraying the milk. You know, like Kurt Angle didn't take himself so seriously. Yet he can become this fucking killer. Like, bro, like he's one of a kind, man. Seriously, bro. Kurt Angle definitely has to be on the flower giving. Be looking out for more episodes, by the way. It's just I'm taking my time who I give my flowers to. And I know people have said Kurt Angle is one of the GOATs. I heard that before. But he's one of those GOATs that's not really said out loud. You know what I'm saying? It's rare to hear kind of hear that. You feel me? To hear, yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time. We all know it. We all seen it if you've seen his career. I mean, you can't deny his career, but he is not as loud as, you know, Rock or Stone Cold. Because, you know, of course, Rock, Stone Cold, impact on wrestling was just a lot different and bigger. That's what it was. But Kurt Angle, for sure. The funny part, he has fought Rock and Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? He fought Hogan. This motherfucker has fought everybody. Brock Lesnar. It is like he fought a whole different type of Brock Lesnar at his time. You know what I mean? So Kurt Angle has fought AJ, Joe, Sting. Like, just think of the Undertaker. Like, this Big Show. This motherfucker has fought all types of people in their prime years, you know? Like, Kurt Angle has been through some wars, bro. You go watch the Undertaker matches. He used to give Undertaker hell. Everybody talk about Brock Lesnar. Kurt Angle used to give Undertaker hell, bro. Man, it's a lot of memories about Kurt Angle. I remember he was general manager, and he got choke slammed off the stage or something, off this balcony by Big Show. I'll never forget that. That was crazy. I thought Kurt Angle was dead. But, yeah, man, Kurt Angle was easily, he's in my Mount Rushmore. Like, it's not even a debate. You know, but Kurt Angle, man, dude has... if you were a professional wrestler, how could you not strive to want to be like him? You get what I'm saying? And he adapted to the world of wrestling so quick in his own way. He brought up that legitimate style, you know. And I was never that familiar with Ken Shamrock, but Ken Shamrock was basically him before Kurt Angle came in the play. You know what I'm saying? Because Ken Shamrock was the first one I seen with the ankle lock. But, you know, the bellies and shit. But Kurt Angle took it to a whole nother level, man, and made his own. He was nothing like Ken Shamrock, you know. But End of the day, Kurt Angle deserves his Olympic flowers. He's one of my favorites. He's definitely one of my GOATs. So shouts out to Kurt Angle. Thank you for your illustrious career. He's one of the only guys as well to be in the WWE Hall of Fame and the TNA Hall of Fame. So yes, you deserve your Olympic flowers. Like, share, subscribe, dislike, all the good shit. What do y'all think of this? We are out.